On. Yeah, another bit of Truth Sunday. How you doing, everybody? Now, this is kind of getting serious now with this supposed map that we're looking at right here on our screen. So, we notice that there's a lot of people coming out with these big old continents and they show you this right here in the middle. Now, what you have to understand, if you're smart, you don't look at that, because this right here is more than you can handle. Do you understand what I'm saying? This hurt that you got right here is more than you can handle. As a matter of fact, the middle part is more than you can handle. So picture this, people. Now, we're revealing that these outer, these continents in the outer ring. So now they're going to show you a whole lot more supposedly hurt like places right there beside this. Like I say, if you're smart, you don't worry about nothing else but the one right here. Okay, so pay attention. Don't let them fool you and try to confuse your mind about what's going on. Now, when I just pull up the map and, did the video on it and talk about it, there's a lot of things I didn't really, mention. As far as I just want the masses to understand that the circle that you're in is not where you're really from. The circle control environment and they control you here. That's not where human origin from. So, with all that being out there now, don't confuse your brain with nothing else. Okay, this is big enough for you right here, if you know what I mean. So, let's talk about these sun. Call it ball right there. So, you got a sun right here for this continent that you see sitting right here. This ARPIS that they call it. Now, we talk about the gate, and if you notice, they do call it the gate, the summer gate, right there. So, we know that there is a gate, people. Remember, I already told you, this circle that you in, the manipulation circle right there in the middle. You got a sun, you got two moon. Now, a lot of people gonna say, man, girl, it's two moon. When they give you the supposed moon eclipse, they use the other moon, the dark moon, and the moon with the light. Do you understand that? So when you look at it, these that they give you right here is just symbols in the sky. Do you understand? Just objects in the sky, like decorations. Now that you understand that the Creator is basically, creating things that the masses will be mind blown by. Do you understand that? So, with them take you here in this circle and the sun spin around it. Make the sun go away for certain time and then come back, supposedly. Okay, so that's what I tell you about right here, what they call it ARPIS. Also got a sun right there in yellow. Okay. And I do believe, like I tell you in the last breakdown, I show you that yes, there is no night here. That's why I believe that's where we from. Now, if you look at this one right here, over here, there is no moon for that. There's no sun. So like I say, people, right there could be mostly darkness right there. No lie. That's why I know the human being origin is not from here. This continent over here. Now you go down to the next one. They got two right here. This is two. A little one right there. And you could see another big one right there with a hole in it. So, these don't have a moon. No sun. You see a moon. Two moon again. See? Yeah. Moon right there. Okay? One black, one white, or one light. But if you notice, they show you the arrows, show you that it's basically going around in a circle, like the water movements spin around. Now, if you notice in the circle, it also got a little spin also with the water, where the water circulate, supposedly. So, with that being said, the whole wide world is water and mountains separate in some part of the water. So we could look at this as ice wall, or you could look at it as mountains. Because it could be frozen mountains, if you understand what I mean. It could be mountains just frozen or freeze over where it look like it's just white, so you can't tell what it is if it's ice made up the whole body of it. But you have to understand, those are mountain-like to separate and go to water and hold this supposed separation right here. You got to understand. So mountains with ice on it, basically, and that's a design plan to keep those areas frozen so the human being can't really go there in these corners. Now, let's go and check out the rest of the supposedly, continents in here. If you look, you got one right there, Libris. If you look at these, they basically stuck to the wall. This one basically goes straight all the way to the corner of the earth, right there. So, some of them, as we could see, one of them attached to the wall, which I say is mountains, high mountains that you basically can't get over. No lie. So, what you have to understand is this part of the earth right here is where we're from. Right there. There it is. Now, if you look at it, it got a lot of break-off continents to it, some little break-off continent that you would have called islands. Yes, I think that's where human being origin is from, right there. And like I said, the reason why we're talking about this map again is to let you understand they're going to try to confuse you. You understand? They're going to show you a big old supposedly map all of a sudden now, and this is just a little area on it. Don't worry about that, people. Don't. That's just confusion now that you discover something new. You understand what I'm saying here? Now that you discovered that, yes, and it's so unbelievable that it's going that people could have believed that it's coincident. All of these things. You sit there and believe that it's coincident. Let me see if I could point it so you can understand right here. So, if you notice, this is America right here. If you take America, go all the way, take you to this gate, you end up right there where they take us from. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? Why would this be America? This old body of water in the middle right here, and it goes all the way to the gate. So if you notice, you can say that this right here is a little distance from here to go to the gate. And you can say from right here in America, this is America right here, you can go straight to. That's the closest point, basically, with just water all the way to. They show you another little, brush right here. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but that's not a continent. That's not where somebody at, people at. You understand? So take a look at these right here in this circle. America goes straight to this gate right there. Babylon. There you go. You see it? And like I say, this sun right here supposedly go round and round this earth. It get hidden when it go behind these right here. The sun go away and take the light with it. That's why you get darkness. You understand? Now let me get rid of this off the screen. Yeah, but if you understand what I'm saying, people, America right here, this right here is America, and this big body of water right here, and there is the gate, take you right here. This is where we from, human origin. That's what I've been trying to tell you. And like I said, the confusion is on right now that these getting exposed. Remember, the Admiral Berg, the satanic puppet, They tell you that he's one of the greatest explorer back in the days, and he went to supposedly Antarctica. And what did he came back and said? There is a continent beyond the supposedly ice wall, 2 times bigger than America. That's what he said. It's bigger than America, and resources that can basically take care of everybody. He said resource. Yes, the ground, the soil, everything is good right there. All naturality. You understand that? So I talk about food growing in abundance and these kind of food that they imitate right here on this side of the earth come from right there. Yes, it was easy for them to take you from here to bring you in this round circle, the land of manipulation, 100% in. The tie spin is lighter because it's in a circle. It's basically cut off. So, in order for you to get, that's why the flesh-eating bacteria is in the circle. Right there, it's in there. Why? Because the water actually coming from this big body around it. Just like separating a fish tank with a little space to get in. Do you understand that? So the water on the outside is more healthier than the water that trapped inside mostly. That's why you get flesh-eating bacteria in the water right here in this area that America had. Do you understand that? Because it's too close to the damn middle right there. It's not getting the proper circulation, the proper oxygen in that water. So yes, it developed bacteria. That's it. Now, like I say, I mentioned before about the chemicals and the deadly shit that they're giving you on Earth might be coming from these spots right here. And they look kind of weird, even this one right here with a hole in it. Like I say, it could be a poison land somewhere where they could get all those poison chemicals from and the ones that they put together. You understand that? No doubt about it. Mostly, it's hard for them to do certain things here with the masses too much around. Too much eyes, ears, and everything. So I believe that these continents that they're down here, these continents, it could be any one of them they're using. But I do believe this is the one we from. The one with the sun right there. No doubt about it. So you have to wake up. All the shit that they're giving you in this fakery, moon landing and everything, all of it is to make you buy and accept this circle right here. They will never show you nothing beyond it. You understand? This is what they want you to believe, that you live in, and it spin around like a damn ball. Do you get it? Yes, just understand that and don't worry about what else is around this earth right here. Yes, after you get the knowledge and breaks this down, then you can move on to something else. Anything else you add to this is confusion. You have to remember that. Clear this up first. Understand it. Find out which one of these is your origin. You understand that? Human being origin. There's a lot to find out, how to discover. And this map right here with all the lies they tell, and now you see this, there's a lot to be revealed in front of your eyes. So therefore, you have no time to look at nothing else yet. Study this map, understand it first before you go beyond. I'm not saying that, they couldn't have something beyond these. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying understand this one first. You understand? After you get to this one first, that's how you gain knowledge. After you understand this one, then it will be easier for you to understand the ones that supposedly around it. I don't doubt none of that. That there could be more and they're harvesting human beings' souls. It could be another habitat where they basically just harvesting human souls, just like they're doing right here. So it's not unbelievable that they have more and more and more of these supposedly Earth-like where they have people and all kind of different things and animals and creatures and whatever you want to call it. Concentrate on this one first. And like I say, we never come from out of this earth. Do you understand that? We come from in this earth. It got a dome. So you see around the end of this circle right here? End of the circle right here. Look. Right here at the corner. Okay. This is where you need to Take it in right there. The edge of that circle all the way in to the parts, to the spot in the middle where they have you. Don't worry about nothing else. Later on, we can discuss these areas that break, that you could see, breaking them. And when you see a break like that, it's not that small on a big old earth, you understand? So they show you these breakup later on. Yes, after you discover and, understand inside, then you can go to the edge and beyond. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? That's how you gain knowledge. That's how your knowledge, becomes wisdom. You understand? That's how your knowledge become understandable. Do it in sections. Don't jump the gun. Don't jump out of this earth yet. Because we come from in here. And it cover with a dome. Not in the middle, cover with a dome. Can you hear me? Because I know a lot of people confused. They say, oh man, got all these domes. Just wake up, man. One dome over this earth. That means the outside, the way outside, not the inside that they have us. The inside that they have us is just wall, as I mentioned. Mountains and ice. Around the corner of the damn continent I show you that human beings from, the edge of that right there is a dome. Okay, so what you're gonna do? You're gonna exclude the top of the damn earth, the sky itself. You're gonna deny it? No, it's there. That's what you see when you look up in blue. That's the sky. So if you wanna basically just put the sky to the side, then you can go on ahead and say, hey, another ice ring and another ice ring and on top. You better wake your ass up when you look up in the sky. You don't see no ice ring, you see a top. Okay, so you have to understand that there is a lot that can confuse the people if they don't have understanding and how to get, put these things together to make it understandable. You have to do that first before you get all over the place. Now let's get into some things. We go talk about why you're in the circle and why everything in there is manipulated all by design, and the creator never make you to be trapped in that circle under no circumstances. Do you understand that? So the people that have you here in this circle completely going against the creator. Bam.
Inside this engineering lab on Purdue University's flagship Indiana campus, researchers are cooking up something cool.
Listen to this right here.
A paint so white it bounces heat from the sun back into deep space.
Listen to this right here, people. A paint so white it bounces back heat into deep space. What a dumb shit for the masses. You have to understand. They use a word called greenhouse. Remember that? The word they use is greenhouse gas, basically, to describe the pollution in the earth. That means anything you let go in here that's bad for the earth, they call it greenhouse gas, meaning you're in a greenhouse, you're trapped. Do you understand? That's why they have the heat dome, supposedly. That's why they have the cold vortex. Do you understand that shit, people? They show you the vortex, show you how it go around and go in, and that's how it come around to your area, but you're still living on a spinning ball, people? It's stupid. Why would they use these words, heat dome and vortex, cold vortex? Why did they use that? That means you're in a trap environment. Anything you have in here is staying in. Yes, so the cold moving around the vortex, why? Because it got a top. That means the coal ain't gonna go nowhere. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question when it comes to the heat. The heat supposedly rise already. Okay, so you need a paint to bounce it into space. There is no space. So you're gonna have a top right there that cover the earth. So what that means? Same greenhouse bullshit again. The heat gonna stay right in here. You're gonna rise. You're not going to no space. So that means the heat that you're feeling, you're still gonna feel it. I already mentioned about all the devices, all the equipment that they use to keep you cool. It let off a lot of heat. I mentioned it, but the people don't understand. When you turn on your AC, the unit outside let off steam. So when they tell you that, listen, it's 100 degrees today, and you said, wow, the heat index is 120, 112. Huh? Why? The heat index shows you the heat that we adding on. We adding on some more heat to what the earth already giving us. You understand that? The elements that they put together to give you this heat wave. It make it worse by us trying to get cool. You understand that? We trying to get cool, so we turn on these devices, these objects that actually letting us steam into the environment. To keep your home cool, you have to heat up outside. When you're driving your car, you're heating up the place because the car engine made out of what? What made the engine run? Fire. Okay, gas in there for run to make fire. That's why the car move. Literal fire in there in the engine. Steam coming out of the damn tailpipe and everything. That's a heat box. You have pavements, you have all these buildings, skyscrapers and all. All that adds up. Make it hotter. The more you're trying to keep cool, the hotter the environment gets. So yes, don't worry about it. They know exactly that's what's happening. They're eating up the earth by trying to keep you cool. Do you understand that? So yes, the heat is going to stay on, people. They're going to make sure the people suffering here by any means necessary. And I mention it. You notice I've been doing all these videos on wildfire and all that to prove to you that they are serious about burning down the damn earth. They're going to burn you out. No doubt about it. And you see it all over the world. They have new supposedly wildfire popping up every single day. What does that tell you, people? They're ready for the end of times. And they did tell you they're going to burn you and not wash you out with water this time. So pay attention, people. Pay attention what's going on
Could help
here.
cool surfaces, homes, potentially even entire cities.
And this a lot of things that a lot of people sleep on. They don't get it. What did I tell you about these cities? Babylon style. This is what make it hot. They know, people. They know. That's concrete, steel and everything else. And the pavement that they have. When you turn on all of these places, you turn them into developed places. Take out the grass, take out the trees, and then put buildings, put roads with pavement. That give you more heat. So they keep spitting this dumb shit about global warming. Oh, global warming. It's them doing it and they know 100% in. That's how it done. That's how they treat you in this side of the earth. All manipulation, so you continue to depend on them. The evilest people that run you in here. Like I said, the fallen angels bloodline, they're the one who control us. They're the one who move us from that continent that we belong and bring us here for the bondage right here. The harvest in your soul on earth.
Even entire cities, tempering the extreme heat that's become more common in our climate crisis. Emily Barber.
It's common now in the climate crisis. The more they're trying to supposedly tell you they're coming to your rescue or try to come to your rescue, the worse it gets. You understand? Do you believe that they're breaking any kind of grounds here? They know exactly what causing the heat.
The PhD student helping to create the paint.
Just to be very clear, to a layman, these might look identical. Which one has your paint on it?
So this is going to be our paint.
I do just want to point out the artistic detail here. It's lovely. It's very lifelike.
This is Jack. So what we're doing here is we're going to take this IR thermometer and we're going to use it to tell the temperature of the commercial roof versus our paint. And so right first we're going to point it at the commercial roof here. We can see that the temperature of the roof is around 89 degrees. And then the temperature of our roof, if we point it there, is going to be around 74 degrees.
74 compared to 89?
Yes, so we already see a difference around 15 degrees.
The difference can be felt inside these model homes as well. Those painted that bright white are cooler, which could also reduce homeowners' energy costs, researchers say, anywhere from 10 to 40%.
So you see again, people? Now they're telling you they have a special white paint they can paint the roof with. And yes, you basically keep you cooler. because the sun bouncing off back into space. I'm telling you people, all of these things that they're telling you, nothing groundbreaking. Like I say, they know 100% what they're doing. They know what caused you to be this hot. They're not trying to save you people. They're just trying to make you believe that they're good. These are not good people. They're wicked. Wicked people of this earth. They're the one who basically manipulating us, taking your soul right here in earth, and you sleep on it. All of these things that they're giving you is bullshit. 100% pile on to make the problem worse.
See how much potential air conditioning they can save. And we see we see around a 4-degree Fahrenheit difference.
Clearly, Jack is happier in this house.
I think so, yeah. I think he's panting a little bit less.
We wanted to save energy at the beginning and help homeowners too.
I'm going to ask you a question, people. Now they're telling you to save energy when everything come from supposed to be electric. How you going to save energy? It's bullshit. Everything now, oh, energy saving. It's bullshit. It's taking more energy. What the fuck it gonna save you? It gonna save you nothing. What's wrong, people? These new technology, new style how to jack the masses. You understand? Have you depending on these electric products and then bam. Yes, you what them mercy. They can turn it off. And I told you already, after they convert everything into electric, you're gonna see how vulnerable you is to the electric. No doubt about it. After they give you everything, cars, everything run by electric, they're going to show you that it's a destruction. 100%.
Bam. Bills.
Professor Ruan leads the research.
We're able to achieve the best performance that can reflect as much as 98.1% of sunlight.
98.1% of
sunlight, yes.
That groundbreaking reflection, the result of creating super white pigment with components like barium sulfate, also used in the production of cosmetics and
Bam! And later on, that same paint gonna kill your ass. I already know. Don't doubt me. They mention cosmetics. You better understand all of them things is poison chemical built up. You have to remember. So now they're going to put that special supposedly paint in your house. Now you're going to have another problem. Getting cancer, lung problem, and all kind of shit from that wicked chemical they call paint. You have to understand they're coming with another paint. Not a problem for the masses.
It reflects rays from the sun like UV, which the eye can't see, instead of absorbing them. After almost a decade of manipulating the shapes of molecules and formulas, the Purdue team believes its work watching paint dry has produced extraordinary potential to counter rising temperatures. Specifically, it's hoping to help in so-called concrete jungles where...
Bam! That's what I call it, concrete jungle. Why, people? What did I tell you? Sometimes I don't know why, but I just believe that later on they're going to tell you everything that I them tell you already. They're going to expose it. Not really expose, but they're going to tell you. You understand? Most of these things that I tell you not going to be no secret later. They know they're the one who do this, people. This is what costs eat. The heat index, that's it. Can you imagine the sun beaming down on that concrete? And those pavement, those buildings. Come on, people, what's going on? And all of them got these AC units, all these units that's spitting off heat, letting off heat in the atmosphere. The same greenhouse again, people. What gonna happen? I'm telling you, all disaster set up for you right here. You worry about one problem? Okay, you got drought? We got you. They can flood you out next week. That's just how it is. They can let an earthquake, tsunami, any one of those things hit the masses in these end times. You understand? And blame it on the same global warming.
In America, 80% of the population lives. Temperatures are boosted by 8 degrees or more in a number of cities known as urban heat islands. Ruan's pitch, paint the cities white.
There you go,
at
people.
least
Paint the city white.
They can be scattered at the different locations, like at roofs.
Yes, I know, because right now most of the roofs is black. So yes, they tell you the black draw the heat and then the white bounce it off back to the space. But why you didn't use white roof to begin with? You just figure this shit out? Okay, we know.
Infrastructures, road curbsides.
Think the iconic white villas in
Look.
Greece, balconies in Barcelona.
Greece.
This
All
could
of these places was Babylon before that fall. You have to understand that, people. But Greece. All of them places, they're working tricks on the masses.
bring things to the next level.
Are we talking all white cities?
Wow.
All white neighborhoods?
We don't need to paint the entire city white. The priority is to deploy these to the hottest and dry climate zones.
The research earning the team wide-ranging recognition, including from the Guinness Book of World
There you
Records.
go, and that's a bullshit. The Guinness Book of World Records, Guinness World Record is garbage. 100% trash. Like I say, they build a competition world. Make everybody supposed to be competitive against each other. All wrong shit we doing on Earth. That's what you use your energy on, to outdo the next human. What a dumb shit for the masses about Guinness World Record. It's bullshit. Wake your ass up.
In
with
its
a bam,
2022
with a star
edition,
on it.
dubbed this the whitest paint ever created.
Wow.
Came as a surprise. We
What
never
a dumb
expected
shit.
that.
Ruan's
Wow.
team floored by the white-hot spotlight, but determined not to lose focus in a race against time to
There you go. Race against time. Them blazing and burning you up. Do you see that right there, people? What the white paint gonna do for this? I guess the white paint can stop this supposedly wildfire move.
combat a man-made crisis.
Man-made crisis, period. Every crisis on earth is man-made. 100% in, and they're coming to supposedly save you now. All the other chaos style move. Watch this right here,
The
people.
Biden administration is making a big investment in new technology to help combat climate change. The U.S. will fund giant direct air capture vacuums in
You
Texas.
hear that, people? Direct air capture vacuum to suck out the hot air of the earth. Do you believe that, people? Like I say, you're heading for destruction. So all of these things right here is going to help destroy you in the name of saving you. Can you believe that? Wow, unbelievable. Pay attention. Like I said, they're the one who caused this heat and the crisis. And now look what they're going to do. Pay attention.
And Louisiana aimed at sucking out greenhouse gas emissions from the atmosphere.
And where the fuck you gonna suck it and put it? Where it gonna go? When you suck out the supposedly hot air out of the earth, where it gonna go? Where you gonna pump it? We in a trap environment. That's why it becomes a greenhouse gas from day one. Because if it was a open world, all that shit would be gone. I must say it one more time. The cloud hover in the sky because there is a top. Nobody dumb. You can do the same experiment on your own with your house. Smoke up the house, keep everything locked. See what gonna happen. The smoke gonna float close to the top. Not gonna go close all the way to the top, but it gonna float right around in between the top, basically close towards the top, just floating. That's what you get from cloud. Now, take off the roof or open the door, open your window and see what happen. All that be gone like poof. The whole smoke that you see lining you damn, you close to your roof because the door and everything lock and everything seal and in. You open a window, open a door, open the top. All that smoke is gone. Okay. So they're telling you the truth. The greenhouse gas tell you the truth. Greenhouse meaning that you're in a trap environment. Nothing that you're using here is coming out. Okay, so you go back again after you tell us about greenhouse gas. You tell us about the top. You can let things off in space. You can bounce back the heat into space. So now you forget about the top that makes it a greenhouse. Do you understand that? You don't get it, people. This is a worldwide trick here. Like I say, the cloud hovering around, lining the skies because it is a top there. That alone tell you that we're in a trap environment. The cloud shouldn't stay there. Come on, man, people. Just get smart here. Wow, unbelievable. Let's finish listen.
Although the technology is relatively untested, there are already some carbon-sucking vacuums in use in other countries.
Yeah, you use it in another country. You suck up the heat, and where did you let it go? Remember, if even a vacuum, people, when you have a vacuum on in your home, what you notice, it got a hair hole somewhere look like a muffler that letting out some heat. Some steam coming out of there. No lie, man. Okay, so when you vacuum something, which is air, you say you're vacuuming the hot air. To vacuum, you got to have hot air. So the vacuum actually develop more hot air. So this is 100% what? Bullshit. Okay, the vacuum gonna let off hot air and steam. Turn on your vacuum in your home and you see what I'm talking about. It let off hot steam. Steam coming from the vacuum for it to work. Okay, when they vacuum some air, if they fucking gonna dumb down the masses enough for you to believe that they're gonna vacuum air, hot air, and pump it where? Dumb on!
For more on this, we're going to bring in Evan Halper now. He's a business reporter covering the energy transition for the Washington Post. This is the kind of thing that sounds like a joke, right?
Is this they're laughing, people. This is something that sounds like a joke. Of course it's a joke. It's part of one of the world trickery they have for the masses. It's a lot on the table. This is one of them right here. They talk about how they're good with technology and all of this shit. They're full of it. 100%. Only technology they have is to manipulate and destroy the masses. That's the technology they get from the fallen angels who are against us, who want to destroy us, take our soul right here in the earth.
Are we out of ideas as far as just putting less CO2 into the atmosphere?
They're laughing, people, about CO2 into the atmosphere. They know exactly what they're doing. And after a while, the earth gonna expire. That's why you see them doing this.
But explain for us how this works, how much CO2 it can remove, and how hopeful we should be about its potential.
So at this point, I wouldn't be too hopeful, but this is a technology that was very much on the fringe not too long ago, and it just seemed absurd, the idea of building these giant vacuums, like industrial scale vacuums.
Of course it is absurd. And the same way they tell you about science fiction, yes, this impossible shit, so we just playing around with it, and then bam, they say they have it for real. All science fiction they bring to science people is fakery. 100% fakery they bring you.
To suck carbon from the air because it takes so much energy to run these vacuums, and the economy of scale still is hard to figure out. But we're sort of at this point where we're running out of runway to keep warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius.
To 1.5 degrees Celsius. That's number 6 coding. But like I say, people, they're trying to keep it at a Pacific temperature by using a vacuum. I already told you it's bullshit. 100% in. Tell them to turn that same air, that cold air that they turn on in the winter, turn some of it on in the summer. Why did I show you that you're in that circle? The control environment, they can give you all of that. You hear them come talking about they're going to suck up the air, the hot air, they're going to suck it up and send it somewhere else. They control you here in a controlled environment like animals in zoo, and they're doing whatever they want to us right here on earth. They come up with new shit, new ways to manipulate you and kill you right here in this destruction earth, and we're moving closer and closer to the end.
We're sort of, it's what they would say an all shots on goal policy at this point, and this is one technology that we're putting quite a bit of money into trying out.
Bullshit.
So how much is this going to cost?
Look.
So these two projects you mentioned, the one in Texas and the one in Louisiana, they're the first.
And by the way, Louisiana and Texas is now burning with wildfire right now as I speak. What a damn joke, people. They're burning right now. Wildfire break out in Louisiana and Texas, and I already told you before, it's gonna happen. Half of America gonna be on wildfire watch. Watch if you think I'm
We're not
playing.
sure how many. There were 11 applications for these direct air capture hubs, as they're called.
Capture.
The first two are getting $1.2 billion in grants. I think there's $3.5 billion total allocated, but that's just the start because, that's grant money. And then if this carbon can be captured successfully, there would be tax credits for capturing the carbon.
Wow. Tax credit for capturing the carbon. Where they going with this bullshit, people? Unbelievable.
Talking billions of dollars more, but it's all contingent on the technology actually working.
And we just shared a really useful map there showing where in the country, not just Louisiana and Texas, that these, I guess, what are we calling them? Carbon-sucking machines.
Wow, they're laughing. Carbon-sucking machines. You see that, people? What did I tell you? Only manipulation you get into this earth. Like I tell you, they're harvesting your soul right here. All the manipulation that they have on is to basically take your soul. And you see, it's on in full effect. Bam. Watch this right
Giant
here.
CO2 vacuum cleaners.
I guess that's it right there. I guess that's a CO2 vacuum cleaner right there. They're showing you that they're going to use to vacuum the heat. What a dumb shit for the masses. Since when they can vacuum heat, people? It's an immediate thing because you can't trap it in a bag. Wow, what a dumb shit for the masses. So you vacuum the heat and the vacuum produce heat right here. You understand? So pay attention to this
Giant
bullshit.
CO2 vacuum cleaners. Miracle dust in the fields.
Miracle dust in the fields. Like I say, they have to grow the food that you eat. Yes, Monsanto produce all those seeds for the masses to grow food, tomatoes and all of them things. Where does the seed come from? I already mentioned, if the farmer sell the tomato, where did the seed come back to him for him to plant? Yes, you're not getting food from farmers, you're getting it from the industry. Yes, the establishment feeding the people right here on earth. So anything that you see they grow is by design to feed you and kill you. If you notice, people, the fruits is too sweet. Can you imagine that, people? All the sugar that the fruit supposed to be supplying to the body is not good. Too much sweet. And the next thing that you get from growth food are starch. Starch and sugar, two of the main killers of the masses. So you have to understand, they're the one who put this operation in play. All the food that you get on this side of the earth in the circle, they're the one who make it for us 100% in. And who knows if those animals that they bring from wherever they bring them from, it could be from one of those poisonous land, like I tell you, even the cows and them things probably, you should never eat them. I'm just saying, people, since they bring you here in this circle and tell you what's life, what's food, what you need to do in here to survive and everything, what makes you think that that cow that they feed you and the chicken, those things that they put on the table for meat, how could we tell if that's not something that's forbidden or poisonous from the original land where we come from? We would have known not to eat those things, but we don't. We only know what they tell us. You thinking about it? The eggs and them things that they're feeding us, all the things that the human being basically take in to be healthy and stay good and nice by eating, and all those shit is poisonous for us. I do believe that those things they specifically give us to destroy us, just like I mentioned, the sweet in the fruits, all the sugar, the starch and all of that end up killing you. It's not a coincidence. It's all by design. They control the food, even the ones that grown out the ground.
Algae farms in Africa.
Algae farms.
High-tech efforts to stop global warming.
High-tech efforts to stop global warming. Remember, the global warming is nothing new, supposedly. Anything that you see going on here, it already happened before. As far as these records, supposedly, some of them never break yet. So that means harder times was here before now. But now is the global warming time. Yes, why not put it on it and make it look more extra? Like I say, all the activity right here in this concrete jungle we call the earth that we in right now. That's why we have the heat. You understand? All these things that they set up around us, yes, it's set up so we have all these heat generated things. And of course, after a while, we can't take it. It's getting too bad, people. All of these things that they have on the table, electronics, all of these things that they have there, yes, make heat, more heat for the earth. And they know
10 years from now is too late. We need to start now and research it
what?
from all angles.
Wow.
What is most effective? What can be implemented later? But which innovations can really mitigate the climate crisis? And which ones should be used with caution?
I already told you, all of these things is for the end of times. You have to understand, the global warming was put on the table for the destruction of the masses. They're going to take away the little bit of naturality that you're used to. This is the excuse they have to take it away from you. Global warming. Everything is an operation to stop global warming. Every operation, nothing about it is natural, about none of the operations. They're going against naturality. They're going to replace naturality with these devices, these things that they put in place. And they're going to tell you the reason why we do it is because a global warming was going to kill you.
We can't take one problem we humans have created and add another on top.
So you see, they've said human create the problem. Remember, I already told you, human beings don't come up with none of these things, none of these technology, none of these way of life. The human being never originated. We never just on this earth and come up with things just to survive. No, they're the one who been giving us these things from day one. They built our life around us from day one, people. Why you don't believe me? They're the one who control us from day one. They're the one who bring us here for the manipulation. That means they know exactly what the earth was going to offer right here with all the things they feed us in here, all the things they give us for our supposedly comfort, destruction style.
I find that very unappealing. High-tech innovations are breaking new ground, but can they really stop climate change?
Climate crisis, what a dumb shit for the masses. High-tech to save the planet. Wow, unbelievable shit.
Marcel Rensmann is doing the rounds in his garden in western Germany's Rhine-Hesse region.
Yes,
Most
a
of his
garden.
plants have recovered from last summer's heat wave.
You hear that? The plant recover from last summer heat wave. And remember, is the hot time is when stuff grows. Because the coal is another thing that gonna burn up every plant. Every living thing gonna burn. Almost like it's fire, people. I got a garden and they have a freeze come too. Everything dry up like fire burn it, people. It's no difference. It's the same burn when it comes to those cold times. They burn up vegetation the same way as fire.
The lawn which was exposed to the sun turned into a field of stubble. It looked nothing like a lawn anymore. It looked like it was in southern Spain and it hadn't rained for 30 years. It was alarming. At one point, we just stopped watering it. The drought stress was too much.
The consequences of climate change are palpable, both here
And tell you what, people, like I say, what I know, how they grow in America, you can't grow nothing in that soil unless you use the chemical in it. Fertilizers, or even those dirt that come with the chemical already. Mulch and all of them things that they use, all of it is chemical based. So yes, your tomato grow off chemical. Even if you grow it, you still chemical up. You see, you can't escape it, people. You can't. You're gonna grow a tomato, you're gonna follow the procedure, how they tell you to grow. You go to one of those home places, the places that they grow, garden places, and you get these seeds that they plant, that they made for you to plant to get the food. But it's not natural, people. They make it with supposedly science and chemical they use to make tomato seeds so you can grow it in your backyard. What they give you to water it, what they give you, the dirt that they give you to put it in, all chemical. What do you think, people? No naturality left on the earth and then they're gonna scream global warming.
The garden, and more dramatically elsewhere in the world. Marcel Rensman believes that something has to change, on a small as well as a large scale.
There's a wide range of solutions. There's no one answer. It's not just down to electromobility or rainwater management or giving up meat. There are so many constructive solutions that work well.
Marcel will show us later which of these solutions he's involved in professionally. Intensive research into climate change mitigation has been conducted for several years now.
They're showing you the ground smoking. What a dumb shit for the masses. You will never see this, people. What is that smoke haze coming off the ground because it's too hot? Wow, bullshit on.
In Iceland, nature offers a solution with an ideal combination of ingredients. Geothermal energy, volcanic rock, and plenty of water.
Volcanic rock. I already told you, people, this is the destruction time. All they're doing is for the destruction of the masses. Just remember.
Like a spaceship stranded in the middle of nowhere, the Orca carbon capture plant is the first of its kind. Orca uses giant collectors to filter carbon dioxide.
So I guess when you pull the carbon dioxide, it's in these bags now when you vacuum it up. Okay, let's listen.
Greenhouse gas from the atmosphere.
Gas from the atmosphere. Where did you put it? You take it out the atmosphere and put it in a bag? What a dumb shit.
The filter captures the CO2 molecules while releasing the cleaner air back into the atmosphere. And once
so a filter take away the bad air. The bad air gonna stuck to the filter, and the good air gonna flush back out. Listen, people, go back again. Listen.
The filter captures the CO2 molecules while releasing the cleaner air back into the atmosphere.
Bullshit, people. Bullshit.
And once the filters are full, you close off the compartment that the filter is in, and you apply heat to around 100 degrees Celsius.
See, you had more heat, people, to the global warming. You're adding more heat to the global warming with that device. Like I tell you, every device and everything they made, even if it's to combat the heat, it's generating more heat. You understand? Listen.
Releases the CO2 that we can then capture and collect. The heat is produced renewably from a geothermal power station. The Orca plant has collected 4,000 tons per year so far, the equivalent of the greenhouse gas emissions of 360 people in Germany.
Of course, 3.6 is the mark of the beast code in there. Just throw that in there.
It's not a lot. I mean, the globe emits around 36 billion tons of CO2.
36 again. 3.6 is the mark of the beast coding again. Like I said, they're just messing around with the people who have no brain, trying to tell them they're coming to rescue them with all these supposed technology that actually eating up the earth. Concrete jungle you live in. What did you expect?
Per year. But this is a new technology. We went from capturing
Look at the hand sign. You see that? That's the 666 again. It mentioned the 3.6 a couple times, and now it put it on the hand. Don't trust none of these people that you see on TV. All of them is a part of this deception to bring the masses down in destruction.
To kilograms, to tons, to 4,000 tons. And so we are on our way to a huge and massive scale-up. More plants will be built soon, not just here in Iceland. Wherever there is volcanic rock, these plants can be built as the
There ain't such thing as no volcanic rock. And if you need to move heat from a place called Iceland, what you're gonna have to do to basically the Caribbean and them places where it's more hot. This is supposed to be Iceland. Wow.
CO2 can be permanently stored in the rock.
Go back.
Built as the CO2 can be permanently stored in the rock.
What a dumb shit, people.
That's what's happening under these igloos nearby.
Igloo. All of these things they're showing you is fakery. Nothing real. Like I said, they have to find a way to make you feel like you can be comfortable in the side of the earth that they take you. Yes, manipulation of the earth. This is what they're doing right here on the masses. Pretend to come to your rescue with the destruction.
Teitur Gunnarsson explains to us exactly how. The company he works for developed the process. It's simple, at least in principle.
So this large pipe that we're looking at is a pipe from the geothermal power plant, injecting geothermal water back into the ground, 2 kilometers deep, into the geothermal area. And what Carbfix does is to actually borrow that pipe and inject our CO2 charged water coming through the smaller pipe into the bigger one, and also going down into the earth, where the CO2 from the water is mineralized in less than 2 years.
Wow, what a dumb shit for the people here. So you see, people, like I say, naturality don't work no more. Remember, naturality work like an engine. Even though it's just naturality, they take that off the table and literally give you these apparatus, these machinery to replace nature. Do you understand? That's exactly what they're doing. So when I tell you they're the one who blowing the coal here, you believe me now? When I tell you they're the one who turn up the heat, do you believe me? They replace naturality with all machinery. Wow.
It's a natural process, but it runs more quickly here and sequesters large quantities of CO2. It's all a question of the right ratio between pressure, temperature, and depth.
What I'm holding here in my hand.
Between pressure, temperature, and depth.
What I'm holding here in my hands is 2 cores that show the before and after of the Carbfix method. One of them is the basaltic rock that you can see has a lot of holes in it. So the water that we inject into the ground goes through these holes, and the CO2 in the water dissolves metals in the rock. And
what a dumb shit, people. They inject water into the ground, basically. I guess he got another pocket, just like they have oil in pockets sitting in the earth for you to bust it, and the oil gonna just pour out through that hole that you bust it to. What a dumb shit. I told you, the earth is a trickery. Nothing real about it, people. All artificial shit they give you in the circle of the earth that you're in. Bam.
Listen. At home in his garden, Marcel Rensman also relies on a small-scale technical solution, putting up umbrellas to protect against the heat.
Look at this right here, people. Put up umbrella to protect from the heat.
We have 2 umbrellas for the area where children play. At 30 degrees in the shade with direct sunlight, the garden faces south. It's not very sensible to be there without shade.
And take a look at what they show you, the earth that you live on. Like I say, there's no way cloud would have hover in the sky if you live on a spinning ball. It's bad enough if you have a ball and to have cloud hovering around, but on a spinning ball, 100% dumb.
Is the idea of a giant parasol to cool the whole planet a crazy one?
Listen.
Actually not. It's been around for some time.
You hear that, people? A giant umbrella-like to cover the earth to cool it down. Remember, Bill Gates and them already talking about shading the sun so the earth will be cooler. And I already show you that they did put a glare over the sky that basically hide the sun, dim the sun down a little bit. That's what they did. You're not going to see the real blue sky anymore. You're going to see a blue kind of hazy white looking thing over it, but it's not the real blue sky. You understand that again?
In 1991, the Pinatubo volcano erupted in the Philippines. Hundreds of people were killed, and the damage was enormous. Yet the volcano did something that researchers all over the world have been studying ever since.
Look at that shit, people. Why is the cloud hang around if you're on a spinning ball? Why does it dare? Why would it hang around? It's smoke. Wow.
Now ejected sulfur gas into the stratosphere where it reacted with oxygen to form tiny particles. This formed a thin layer which reflected and blocked the sunlight.
You see that right there, people? Like I don't tell you, This is an operation that they did. Remember, volcano is fakery. 100% control by the peoples. You have to understand that they're the one who doing it. And they're the one who put that extra layer over the sky. That's why you don't see the sky blue anymore. Always got a white haze because it's by design. 100%. Like I say, in this control environment that you're in, they're the one who control nature. Nothing natural about nothing in here. Bam.
The average American says they need to earn $233,000 a year to be
Look at this right here, people, and this is all coding. But pay attention to what you have to pay to live in the circle. Control environment where they put the pressure on you. They got cost of living. It costs you to live in here. And I told you they took us from where we originated from, take us here where they can charge you for life. Pay attention here.
Comfortable. But in 2021, American workers on average made only $75,203 annually.
Americans are sort of looking at how much money they would like to have to be financially secure, and that ends up being basically 3 times what the average income is.
Yes, and remember what we're talking about. We mention America right here. This is one of the supposedly most prosperous country in the world. Remember that, people. One of the top super countries in the world is America. And they're telling you all of this shit going on with the Americans. So what about the peoples who not in America, who in those poor countries? You picture what they have to go to. But pay attention, like I said, the pressure is on.
Country, and to be essentially wealthy or really successful, it's magnitudes above that.
72% of Americans said they weren't financially secure given their current finances.
72%, that's a number 9 coding, but imagine that, people. 72%. Listen.
And more than a quarter of Americans said they'll likely never be financially secure.
By the numbers, their debt is lower and their savings are higher coming out of the pandemic. But they're more anxious about what's going to happen next if they have job stability.
First of all, your saving is not up during the pandemic. Or that when you get out the pandemic, your saving is not up. They bleed you with that pandemic. It does nothing but destroy the people it took from you. They might give you a little supposedly, stimulus or whatever they call it, but that's just to make you buy the pandemic, and that's not gonna last long. That's why they come up with the inflation and rise up everything. So they took that money back real fast. You don't have shit. Move.
And be able to have secure retirement.
With well over half of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, many are failing to meet some of their modest financial.
61% living paycheck to paycheck. So you have to understand, I did a video already, or a podcast, and break it down, show you in Canada, people making 6 figures, 7 figures, basically, $1 million a year, $1 million a year, and they still can't afford their mortgage. They still have to live hand to mouth. You understand that, people? So pay attention here. This is all by design. Put this strain on the people. Yes, they bend and break.
There are actually millions of people struggling. It's not something that people want to talk about, but if you are in a place where your financial security feels super precarious, you're not alone. And it's not your fault.
So how did it become so difficult to be financially secure in America? And what
they keep saying America is the whole wide world. It's a worldwide thing, people. Yes, because Babylon is falling, but it's the whole wide world. Again.
About it. Let's do some budgeting. Americans working full-time earned a median monthly income of about $4,400 during the second quarter of 2023.
44.
The average worker takes home 75.2% of gross wages after taxes and benefits, shrinking the take-home pay to about $3,308. And that just isn't enough to cover the cost of living in America today.
The cost of healthcare, that has skyrocketed.
And there you go, people, this cost of healthcare. And I already told you, these medication not gonna help you. All designed to break your body down and keep you depending on these things till you're dead. That's exactly what they plan. All of this synthetic chemical they use. All synthetic chemical they use to make medication. And they feed into that shit, and that's part of what makes you broke. You shouldn't buy it, people. It's never gonna help you. You're taking some pills daily to keep you going too. When you stop taking the pill, the shit is back on you. Whatever you have, back on you tenfold. What do you think? You think the medication was helping you? That's dumb. Pay attention to what breaking the back of the people.
The cost of attending college has skyrocketed.
Yes, and you should forget about college. Those things is not gonna help you. Remember, the government system set up those supposedly high-end job for you to pay for college to go, so you can learn this supposedly education that can feed you later on. But it's bullshit, and it's showing up in these times. It's a 100% hoax. A lot of people have certain kind of education, can't get no job in that field. Why? It's by design, people. 100%. You're going to pay for the education. You're not going to reap nothing back off it.
Purchasing a home has skyrocketed. But nowhere has anyone said wage growth is up 15%, right?
Take a look at some of the most essential expenses for Americans.
Listen.
The median monthly rent in the U.S. is $2,029 as of...
Yes, and hold on, people. There's another thing you need to understand. They're building up all these apartment buildings. Remember, most of the homes is whole. They built from the 60s and the 70s. They're old, people. So those homes gonna basically just demolish later on. They're gonna be old, breakdown homes that the people living there can't even maintain. So they're coming up with these apartment buildings, big apartment buildings. They have them in these cities. Yes, and you got to pay a large sum of money to live in there. Government type of shit. You have to remember, they put the pressure on you. You have to give up your home and rent somewhere from the government.
In 2023, that amount already accounts for over 46% of the Americans' median pre-tax income. But most U.S. agencies classify spending more than 30% of one's gross monthly income on rent as being rent burdened.
There you go.
Meanwhile, the median mortgage payment for a 2,400 square foot house was $1,957 per month. However, a common rule of thumb advises spending 28% or less of your pre-tax income on mortgage payments. For the median gross monthly earnings, that translates to just $1,232.
As we talk to households and talk to consumers out in the real world, especially those, say, under 40, housing is the big issue. You know, rent.
And they tell you, people, the American dream is to own a home, white picket fence and all. That's gone. Like I tell you, you've been tricked into the Babylon system, and now you go rent. That's how they do it. You can't pay mortgage now. You understand? And some people back in the days, they used to have a home, rent it out, get another home, and use that rent that they get for that home to pay a mortgage. That can't happen again. You understand? Now the mortgage and the rent is the same money. So pay attention.
Mortgage works. It is the biggest concern that people aren't going to be able to make the next payment.
Inflation is really hurting individuals.
Yeah, the
having
inflation
stability.
is a fakery. 100% fakery. And as you can see, the gas prices right there. This is how they do it. They have to put the pressure on these things that they tell you that the human being have to cope. They control it like a oil and gas. They control those shit to keep the pressure on you. 100% in a. You don't own nothing in a Babylon. You don't own shit in Babylon. You have to remember that the home is still theirs. You still have to pay taxes, the cars, everything. It still belongs to the establishment and not you.
In their housing. And I think sometimes we underestimate that if you have uncertainty in your housing, it causes uncertainty everywhere.
See?
Housing is also the reason why cities have become more difficult to afford. Americans said it would require more than $1 million in net worth to be financially comfortable in places like San Francisco, New York, and Southern California.
Yes, and I already told you, a lot of people is running away from those places. Yes, and going to the little cities that people used to be, all right in there and could pay their rent. Now it's sky high. So these people that used to pay all these money in these big cities, they're glad to come to the smaller city to pay a little bit less. The people that used to be in that poor city or basically smaller city, they have to move. Some of them gonna be homeless, fall off all the way to the ground when they move up the economy. That's how they do it. Every time they move it, somebody fall off. That's how it is, and you make more homeless people all over the world with higher cost of living, more people finding it hard to pay for it. You understand? All by design.
This is why we've seen some migration or mobility around the country where some people say, I'm living in a high-cost state like California or New York. We really want to sort of pack up and go to an area that's less expensive. And one of the ironies of that is those places that were cheaper before are now becoming more expensive.
So you see what I'm telling you, people? Yes. So California people move to Texas. Texas is cheaper to them. So what happened is the Texas can up the price a little bit. Who's gonna have problem paying it? The people who live in Texas, but not the people from Cali, New York and them places, because what? They used to pay more. Do you understand? That's a downgrade for them. They can downgrade and pay a little bit more than what you used to pay. That make them, more to get the place than you. So like I say, yes, you move from California to Texas, it's cheaper, but they have to up the price on those Texas home. You feel like it's cheap because you're coming from a more expensive place, but the peoples who there find it hard to pay. So they gotta become homeless and move to somewhere cheaper. So that's how the world run.
Americans spend on average $690.75 on food every month, according to the latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That amount is significantly higher than any of USDA's estimated grocery bills,
there you go, people.
including more generous and liberal food plans.
And all those foods supposedly, they spoil quicker, and also they're not that supposedly strong or potent like it used to be. They're getting weaker and weaker. All of those things that you used to, yes, seems like it's now washed away. No lie, people. Diluted. All the things that you used to is now diluted, and they still up the price on it, all by design.
The out-of-pocket health expenditures that cost the average Americans $96.42 every month. And you get a total expense of $2,816.17 for renters and $2,744.17 for homeowners. That amount already accounts for 85% of the median take-home pay for average American renters.
And that's why I call it modern day slavery. It is slavery, people. To work is slavery. 100% in. You're working and you're still poor, that's slavery. You're going to work and you're living basically hand to mouth. That's it. Everything you work goes back out in bills. That's slavery, people, in a controlled environment right here. That's the reason why they bring you here. Like I say, where human being origins from, human being made to live there. So it have everything for the human being comfort. So they move you here where it's all disruption and they control every movement in here. So you understand that's why you have to pay a high cost of living, because they move you here to Babylon 100% in. Yes, another Mag Bam Sunday, man. Appreciate everybody for being here. We'll be back on. Bam.